Should you take a job in Coast Guard boot camp, or should you be a fly on the wall? This is a question that I see come up a lot. People talk about the merits of not existing, hiding in the background, your CCs not knowing who you are, just sort of staying in the back and staying out of trouble, out of sight, out of mind. And sure, there's merits to that. I would say that in my experience, it was very hard to maintain complete anonymity from your CCs for the entire 8 weeks that you're there. Having said that, if you go 4 weeks at Cape May, unnoticed by your CCs, that's 4 weeks that you got. You don't have to do those 4 weeks over. I did see people who were in a boat like that, and they retroactively, they equalized things. As to taking jobs specifically, this was something that going into basic, I thought I wouldn't want to do. I went into basic with the mindset of like, I'm going to stay in the background, but I ended up getting a yeoman job, which it sucks. It's not a fun job. The one thing about it though is you don't have to stand watch overnight. The reason for that is because you're usually having to get up a lot earlier than everybody else because you are the person that keeps account of everybody. You are responsible for the accountability of everybody in the company. So you have to know where everybody is at all times. If you don't, you're going to get beat and it's not fun. So that sort of compensates for that. You have to get up early and check the logbook, make sure that all the people that came in and off watch logged in correctly. I could talk more specifically about being a yeoman in another video. If anybody has questions, we can definitely talk about the merits of being a yeoman and what being a yeoman will require of you. I just want to talk about generally about jobs and if you should try to take them. I would say that I think it's worth taking jobs for a couple of reasons. One, you get time away from the company, which is really invaluable. I remember helping out our mail guy, and I got to go with him over to where he sorts out the mail. He's over in this other building by himself, and all he's doing is just going through all the mail and picking out the mail that goes to our company and bringing it. And he could take pretty much as long as he wants because nobody else is there to see how much mail he's dealing with. Nobody sees how many letters the people from our company are getting. So that is time that you're away from the company. You have a certain amount of hours that you're going to be at Cape May. Any hours that you're not with your company commander, that's a positive time spent to me. The other part of it is, even if a job makes your overall experience a little bit harder or more complicated, I do believe that your CCs notice that and they do adjust how they treat you. Now, that doesn't mean that they treat you with kid gloves or take it easy on you. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that they'll give you a little bit of grace. They will sometimes overlook little things that they might nitpick more on other people. The point of basic is to fail. It's to do the wrong thing. You're going to do the wrong thing over and over and over, which means that your CC oftentimes will look and they will find things to nitpick, even if it's very small technical things, and even if you didn't actually do anything wrong, they'll still find something. A lot of times they will decide not to find something wrong with you if you have an important job and that job is taking a lot of time. And finally, a semi-related note is swimming. If you don't know how to swim, you will have to learn. You'll take remedial swim because they do a swim test during your first week. I knew how to swim already, and if you were to ask me before I went into basic, I would say, learn how to swim before you go. You don't want to have a whole nother thing to learn while you're there. Swimming is kind of a big deal. But I have talked to people who had remedial swim, and a lot of them quite liked it. You do get up a little bit earlier, but you get up, you go to the gym, you swim, you get your lessons. You're not getting lessons by CCs. You're getting lessons by just reasonable people. Their job is just to instruct you on how to swim. You do your lesson, you go and you shower in private, you just go and take a shower. You can take a hot shower, nobody's yelling at you, nobody's timing you. Having gone through basic, you will look in retrospect and you will appreciate the value of a 5-minute shower by yourself. So you do all that, and then you get back and you rejoin your company for breakfast, and then you continue for the rest of the day. It's a pain to have to get up a little early and to have to go through that process, but you do get that time to yourself, even just having those few minutes to get dressed and get ready for the day without someone breathing down your neck. That's not to say that you shouldn't know how to swim already. If you were planning to join the Coast Guard because you want to be a rescue swimmer, and you don't already know how to swim, I would say choose another rating, because if you want to be a rescue swimmer, you probably should already be a very, very strong swimmer when you join the Coast Guard. But anyway, that's my take on jobs in general. Obviously, some jobs are more difficult than others. I was never a squad leader, but that was pretty rough. But those people were getting fired all the time. So it's not too bad if you're only a squad leader for 3 or 4 days. I would say in general, try not to be a fly in the wall. Try to be involved. Take the hits. Not literally, but they don't physically touch you. Take the beatings, the moral beatings as they come. Those are going to happen anyway, but you're going to learn and you're going to grow a lot by having jobs, and you are going to get the respect from your CCs, and that will show, especially near the end of training. So you do get noticed for a job well done, and that stays with you, and it builds your confidence up. So I would say if you're feeling up to it, if you're feeling inclined, do it. Get a job. Anyway, let me know if you have any further questions about boot camp or Coast Guard in general. I will answer to the best of my abilities. Thank you again, and see you next time.